We're going to transform these three images into one composite image. Now, this is a rather simple composite, but I want to show you how we can use selections to create the composite. Now, one is this seashore sun setting. Another picture is some birds in the sky. And the third one is a building. Now, I have these set up as three separate files, and I'm able to manipulate this with the custom command of Command-Shift-T to tile them, or Command-Shift-R to get the individual frames. Now I'm going to start with the building. And what I want to do is use a technique called luminosity masking, because what I want to do is create a mask which will mask out this the highlight areas. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the tile mode, and I'm going to drag I'm going to select the crosshair tool, and I'm going to drag this on top of the building. Now, once I get it there, and you can see here we got two layers, all right, I'm going to go back to the single view mode, which is Command-Shift-R. I'm going to make it a little smaller, and what I'm going to do is I want this sort of sunset in the entire background. So one of the along with masking, the transform function of Photoshop is really very important. So I'm going to increase the size of the image, and I want to put that that sort of golden highlight in the area where I know the building is going to be. Now, once I've finished the transformation, I hit return. Now, I really can't see the building underneath. Now, I could decrease the opacity, and I'll sort of see where it is, and that's probably pretty good. Another way of doing this is just putting it on overlay or multiply, just to sort of get the idea. But really what I want to do here is I'm going to actually turn this off. I'm going to reselect the building, and now I'm going to make a selection. Now I use principally to make my selections luminosity masking, and this one is a really easy one to do with luminosity mask because it's all the light values here. And you're going to see I use the TK Actions. There are other plugins for to create a luminosity mask. This one just seems to work easiest for me. So I'm going to hit back there. Let's look for a better mask that really, here, as you can see, this is, again, light reveals, black conceals. So I want to get it so the mask is pretty much only doing the light areas, and that's a good one there. Once I have that, I'm going to then apply it to, and now you can see that how the background just dropped into this photograph. Now we can make some changes in this. There's a little bit of a halo over there, and I'd probably want to go back and do that, but I want to just move forward on this. I like the way the background. Now also notice that over here in the reflection, we're also seeing the sunset. which is really a nice effect. And that was caused by, if we look at this mask, you can see here that it's going to allow the sunset to come through. All right, so let's go to let's go back to the tiled view, because I want to take these birds and move it into here. And once again, I got my move tool, and I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this over to here. I'm going to go Command Shift R so I get it back there. Now, with this, I want to sort of try to figure out where to place this. I'm going to sort of place it down here a little bit. I sort of roughly know I want the, let's just, if we decrease the opacity here, you'll sort of see where the birds are going to be coming in, and that's pretty close to where I want. All right, now one of the things about this is that if I made this bigger to cover all this area here, I would have a problem because the birds then get bigger, and I really don't want that. So I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to have to work with a mask. And I'm going to have to work with a mask anyway. Now, let's turn off these other things so that we can see the picture of the birds. All right, now this is, it's kind of interesting here. Oh, let's put the opacity back to 100%. Now, I want to select just the birds. Okay, and so I'm going to take the quick select tool, and I'm going to just quickly make a selection of the birds. I'm not going to be really careful about this because I don't think it's going to be that important. I hold down the Shift key, another selection, and finally the last one. Okay, and now I'm going to, because I have this layer selected, I'm going to go down here to the new mask, add a mask, and what you'll see here is that only the birds are selected. Now when I add these things back, the birds are just appear to be flying inside the abandoned building. So it's important to recognize how to do the masking and how to bring the different images together. Not saying this is a great composite, but it's the idea of the ability to mask and layer.